What's up, everybody? Welcome into this Scarlet Spikes pre-match show. Sydney and Tommy with you, still beardless. Tommy, I
Yeah.
should say. How's it going?
Cold. It's cold without a bunch of hair.
What's the temperature like up there in Cleveland today?
Like high 70 or high 60s.
Not bad. It's
No, it's just still getting used to it. Someone didn't recognize me in the grocery store today. I said hi, and they had no clue who I was.
still getting
We're
used
getting
to
there.
still getting used to the beardless you, I guess.
It's growing back quick. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. All right, so Atlanta United and Minnesota United getting started in about an hour and 10 minutes, and we have lineups to talk about. Tommy, here we go.
I'm happy.
You're happy?
Yeah, I mean we get mascara in, right? That's a big change.
Yeah.
And then you got Cobb in. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see Noah back. Yeah, after last game had to come out. Well, not come out, but was originally in the team, but had to sit out because he was sick, and we're thinking it stemmed from his migraine. We weren't sure completely, but either way, good to see him back out there. Of course, Silva is out, so Mascara and Saba are your wingers, and Gregerson available for selection. So close to a preferred starting 11 outside of your center backs, but pretty close. Yeah, I like it. You have somewhat of a semblance of normalcy with your center back carry. Obviously, it's not your preferred starters, but they've done well outside of those little moments, in matches where they've had the lead. So good to see that partnership back. And then, everything else is outside of the wing. Everything else is pretty much what we would expect.
Yeah, I think it's fine. You haven't had to rush Gregerson back, which is nice because I feel like we've had injuries in the past. We've had to rush guys back because things have been so disastrous, and you don't have to do that this time around. You've got so much depth, right? And you still have Morales out there. I don't see Williams. Is it on there, right?
Yeah,
No.
Williams is out.
Yes, he's not on the reserves.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean, you're more than fine there. We've seen Cobb and Abram; they're great together. And then, I mean, you've had 2 Wolf starts and a Mascara start. None have been overly impressive, but I would still prefer Mascara over Wolf.
Yeah. I forgot actually Silva was questionable, but they're probably not opting not to risk it up today. I don't know. Do we see him on Tuesday, do you think? Or do you hold him out until next Saturday against DC?
Maybe you roll him out there for a couple minutes at the end,
Yeah.
if you need him. But we've talked about it. May is a very busy month here. You are going to need to use your depth a lot. So why risk bringing Gregerson, Williams, Silva back too early, and then you're even more shorthanded as you go out throughout this? I mean, Open Cup's one thing, but it's the MLS season that you're worried about, right? You got to just keep going up the standings. You've got a couple big games at home. Keep your guys healthy. This is a good roster, a good lineup to have. So I'm not worried about it.
Sorry about that. Little connection issue here in the Bez, I think. So we're
Pay
back.
your internet bills.
Yeah, I didn't think there was going to be a lot of rotation in the lineup today. That's going to be on Tuesday, and we'll talk about that. when the time comes. But like I said, pretty much as close to preferred starting 11 as you would expect, especially with Williams still out with Gregerson still getting himself back to put this after his injury. Do you think we see Gregerson out there for the final 30 minutes? Or if it's a blowout, do they bring him out? Or if it's close, do they bring him out? What kind of Benito's thought process there do you think?
I think if you don't have to bring him on, don't. You can always have him play on Tuesday for a little bit if you need to. Again, a substitute, type situation. I prefer. I mean, I guess it's just the state of the game, right? But I wouldn't rush him in here. I mean, I know they gave us a time frame, but when we talked to my buddy, was a doctor said, that's kind of just the limit of him getting like back to practice, right? Like he's still got to gain stamina, endurance, and yeah, I mean, another week, of just late work, I think would do good for him. And then bring him on against who do we have next week?
DC.
Yeah, DC. Yeah, I mean, maybe have him even as a substitute for DC. Again, there's just so many games. I just don't want to rush an injury back like that.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to be a vital player for this team this season. And if you throw him out there before he's ready, that's going to be you're going to risk getting him injured even longer and just doing more damage like you're kind of talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Tommy's or not Tommy, Omar saying that's not a beard. I would say that's not a beard, but that's not a beard.
It's trying.
Stubble.
It's trying.
It's an effort.
Yeah.
It's an effort. Are you still going with? Oh, by the way, we have we're just kind of talking about here in the press box. So there are these, we assume, lightsabers. So today's May 4th, Star Wars Day, as some would call it. Tomorrow's May 5th, but it seems like there's more May 4th or May 5th references throughout the stadium. Here at the press box, there's like shredded beef, Mexican rice. There are cacti near the legendary ice cream machine. There's no like Star Wars references. So we're thinking that those are lightsabers, but we'll kind of report back as we
Is
learn
there
more
rumors
about
of the TIFO being Star Wars?
I haven't heard anything about. I think I would assume there's a TIFO because there just hasn't been one in a while, and this will be a good opportunity for there to be a TIFO. So we'll see. We'll report back.
I saw something on Twitter saying don't remove. But a couple people in sections don't remove the things under your seats. So I don't know what that means.
Oh.
But there was a Star Wars GIF under it. So I'm thinking maybe it's Star Wars-ish. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, it could be interesting. We'll see.
But the question you were about to ask me, I assume you're going to ask me, is am I still thinking 3-1?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. I think Atlanta gets the win here. They need it. It's at home. We say you got to win your games at home. I know Minnesota's been good, and they've been road tested. They've won on the road. I just feel like this is a game Atlanta has to win. I'm not going to guarantee it. We can already see the results last time I tried to do that. So I'm not going to guarantee a victory here, but I feel confident. I would say I feel like it's definitely a Giakoumakis game here. That he puts in 1 or 2 tonight. I got a feeling that your leaders are going to step up, and your ultimate leader on this team is Giakoumakis.
I think really for his confidence sake, he'll need to get one in the net because sitting after an injury, he doesn't like to say he has something to prove. He doesn't like to say he's under pressure, but he'll want to show that he hasn't been hampered by this injury, and I think today is a perfect time to do that. We know his quality. That's coming off that interview he did with Taylor, where he kind of lot to talk about from there. We already talked about it earlier in the week, but coming out of that, he's they really want to show again who he is and what he's able to do. He may not feel like he needs to prove it to anybody else because they said it. It came in last year. I already showed what I could do, but no, you have to continue to back it up on the field. And today, again, it's that perfect opportunity to do that.
Did you say have you finished that podcast yet with Taylor?
I'm about like we got like halfway through, to be honest with you.
Okay. But I mean, even if you just listen to the half,
Yeah.
like you can tell like the type of person that he is.
Yeah.
And the leader that he is, the desire to score. I mean, have you seen like I know it's so hard not to, but just listening to him talk and the passion, he just feels like a Joseph Martinez like type personality. Just real strong there. And in games where the team was down prior to the Joseph injury and this team needed to win, it was usually on Joseph Martinez's back that would end up winning the game. And that's where I'm thinking that's what's going to happen tonight. Giakoumakis is going to put the team on his back and put up a brace.
Yeah, I agree.
Was that code put into here?
That was just Ellen waving at us.
Oh, hey, Ellen. How's it going?
She has, it has 5 fingers on it, so I don't know if she's saying 5-0. I'm kidding, Ellen. I know what you're saying. I know you think of it.
That's aggressive, but yeah, it'd be nice. It would be nice to see that and not have to worry about a game here at home. But like this is, if you could, DC hasn't been great. If you could get this win, get the Open Cup win, and everybody's look. I know it's the Open Cup here, but it's a trophy that you can win this season, right? And you saw what happened to them last year. You have to win that game on Tuesday. So if you can win today, you can win on Tuesday, and then you could stay, at home and play DC. That's a hell of a week. Yeah. You can get 3 wins here, and that takes a lot of pressure off the fans. The stress. I don't want to say pressure on the fans, but the stress on the fans, because it's been a stressful few weeks. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't want to go into the U.S. Open Cup with this team winless in its last 5, and fans wondering, oh my gosh, are we going to blow it against the Charlotte Independence, a League One team? So I think they need this absolutely today to, just get this weight off their back. They can't afford to continue to let points slip because it's going to happen like what we saw last year. This team, they let results get by them, and they end up regretting it in the standings. As it pertains to the top 5 spot, that is. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of stick to my 2-1 prediction. I know I said Giakoumakis and Almada would score. I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to stay with that.
Yeah. I mean, your leaders are got to be your leaders. I'd like to see something from Saba. I'd like to see Saba finish. There's a lot of mixed results, or people talking about Saba.
Yeah.
He's missed his chances. His crosses have been bad into the box. But he's active, right? I mean, and that's what it is. But we've got to see it turn into goals or turn into assists. And then Mosquera, I mean, this is his second start now. His first one was okay. Like, I don't know, we just gave it an average, maybe a little bit above average. For him, I mean, this is just going to be remembered as we move forward, right? As these games get, clustered together, Silva's not going to be able to start all of them coming back from an injury. Just say he comes back next week. You're going to need your depth to play games. So Mosquera and Wolf are really playing for, who's the starter when, you have to mix your lineups up. So big opportunity for Mosquera here. I'm rooting for him. He's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. He really is. And he talked about as he's more effective at the end of the match where he can run at players versus starting again. Now, as a player, it's a big opportunity for him to show that I can be a player that can start and fill in. I don't just want to be a super sub. I want to be a much bigger contributor to this team. And I think today will be a big opportunity for him if he can take it. Sorry, they're doing the march inside the stadium, so that's why I'm kind of looking over in that direction.
Yeah, I am. I'm interested to hear how the crowd is today.
Yeah,
But it's like you said, it's a weekend to celebrate. Cinco de Mayo. I went out to our local Mexican restaurant yesterday.
yeah,
Did some shots, drinks, some Modelo's, and also if you're a Star Wars fan, you're celebrating that. So I'm sure they had a lot of fun at the tailgate.
yeah. Are you watching the Kentucky Derby, by the way?
Uh, I I didn't know what time. I always felt like it was earlier, and I think what did they say? It like starts at
It's like
7 or
10,
is it 8?
10, 15 minutes, something like that.
Oh,
Closer to 7.
yeah, yeah. I'll watch it.
Closer to
I
7.
mean, it takes like 40 seconds, so
Yeah, I don't know who any of these horses are, so I
no.
can't
You
tell you.
should just like know the riders. Like there was that one rider that he was really good there for a couple years, like one with a couple different horses.
One horse is
But
owned by former Philadelphia Phillies player Jason Worth,
oh,
so that was a little interesting to see. I didn't know he owned horses, but apparently he does. So
when I was younger, I remember I was watching the Stanley Cup playoffs, and it was going to like double overtime, and they turned off the double overtime game, and I couldn't finish watching the game. And I hated the Kentucky Derby for years just because of that. Because back then you didn't have like 100 ESPN channels
yeah,
and all that. So
yeah,
yeah,
those are
it's
the
a big
ones.
weekend.
Yeah. Hopefully, Atlanta United can get 3 points after 4 games in a row of not having won. Hopefully, they can get back on track today against Minnesota United. All right.
Yeah, hopefully spaces are calm tonight.
I was gonna say we'll talk to you later on Spaces right after the match, and yeah, we'll see you then.
Have fun.